But let's just go back now to West Bengal, where, as I mentioned just a short while ago, that the Trinamool Congress has crossed the halfway mark. In fact, it's gone beyond that in the early leads, given the caveat that these are still a big chunk, a large percentage. I'd say, I think close to now around 60% are still postal votes. So, with that caveat, the TMC is actually at 158, which is 10 over the halfway mark. The BJP is at 128. The TMC is down 5 from 2019. These are, from 2019 Lok Sabha by Vidhan Sabha. BJP is ahead by 8. So, at the moment, Monadeepa, the Trinamool does seem to be pulling away somewhat with just 4 leads left. We've got 229, 291, I beg your pardon, out of 294 leads. The Trinamool is looking quite comfortable, but it is going to be quite tight. It's just, it's just got that buffer of 10 at the moment over the halfway mark.
Well, there are some significant, victories or leads that the Trinamool has, which should come as very good news for them, and that is at the cost of the Congress. What's happening in Malda and Murshidabad, 2 districts dominated by the minority vote and dominated by the Congress traditionally. In both these 2 districts, the Trinamool is doing very well. Mamata Banerjee has repeatedly, she had visited these 2 districts and, urged the voters to give Trinamool a chance. And now it seems people have voted heavily for the Trinamool Congress, at the cost of the Congress, of course, but Trinamool doing well in those 2 districts, and that could be really, really significant. In fact, all the reports that we are getting from all the minority-dominated districts, which is Malda, Murshidabad, North Dinajpur, and then down south, North 24 Parganas, South 24 Parganas, not really North, but South 24 Parganas, in all these districts, there seems to have been a consolidation, and the Trinamool definitely benefiting from that. In fact, there are analysts who are telling me that the way things are going, Trinamool can actually look forward to crossing the 200 mark. Too early, of course, to say anything concrete in this matter. The BJP is still saying it's too early to really take a call in the matter, but Trinamool at the moment looking comfortable, except for that Nandigram seat, and we are watching that very closely. Mamata Banerjee trailing at last count, but then that's only one block of Nandigram, another remains to be counted.
Okay. Let's at this point, actually, I think it's safe to say that at this point, let's just go through, Dorab, all the states, and I think it's safe now to start making somewhat of a forecast, and we will just take it state by state as we look first at West Bengal, where the Trinamool Congress has crossed the halfway mark, and at this point, if these leads continue, could well end up coming to par once again, albeit with a considerably reduced number. So that is as far as West Bengal is concerned. Let's now look at Tamil Nadu. I think Tamil Nadu, now we have leads of all 234 seats, and I think now a substantial number of these, I assume, would be actual round leads. And here, I think you can say that the DMK alliance is set to form the government. MK Stalin finally able to realize his destiny as chief minister. Yes.
Vasu, but the DMK on its own is unlikely to get a majority, which will be a bit of a blow for Mr. Stalin, because with 180, he would have got a majority on his own.
Right.
Now he's getting a majority with his allies.
Right. So it's actually going to be a full alliance, UPA alliance. That's the breakup there for you, Dorab. DMK 116, Congress at 15, VCK 4, CPM and CPI together 4. So you're right that it's not been that huge landslide as perhaps Stalin would have liked. It will be very much a sort of an alliance government in Tamil Nadu, with MK Stalin finally being able to ascend to the throne. Kerala. Now, let's look at Kerala. Again, we've got 140 leads, and it looks like Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan may have pulled off a remarkable second term, beating that 4-decade-long jinx of the ball going back and forth, and he, at the age of 75, is on his way back to becoming Chief Minister again in Kerala. And
Vasu,
yes,
I wish you
Dora.
wouldn't mention age because Mr. Achyutanandan was hitting 90 when he became Chief Minister. I mean, Kerala age doesn't matter.
But Dora, because you are so much younger than I am, I felt a little more confident in mentioning age, but I understand that we need to be a bit sensitive. But let's look at Assam now, where again we've got leads of Dora 126, we've got 121 leads, and the NDA, the BJP of Mr. Sonowal is 81. So it's a huge win, and the Congress has fallen quite short despite putting up a stiff campaign. The Gandhi siblings actually did about a dozen rallies together, went all out, but it doesn't seem to have worked. And in Puducherry, it could well become the first state where the BJP now is part of being able to actually part of an alliance government there, in that sort of Tamil Nadu region. Puducherry, NRC is set to form the government, and the Congress losing majority there. So Dorab, that's the picture now, which seems to be solidifying.
Well, I think there's still a lot of stuff to come in, but the trends appear to be moving in a sort of direction in every state. It's not that they are still neck and neck in any state. It's getting clearer and clearer and clearer. If this continues, I think what you just said makes sense. It is going to happen.